The house my sister never left. Please help me understand what I found. I don't know where else to post this. I've been lurking on r/nosleep for years, reading your stories when I can't sleep, but I never thought I'd have something to share. This isn't a ghost story, at least I don't think it is. It's something weirder, something I can't wrap my head around, and I'm hoping someone here can help me make sense of it. I'm scared, and I'm running out of time to figure this out. This is about my childhood home, the one I swore I'd never go back to. It's about my sister Ellie, and the thing I found in her old room. It's about the way the past doesn't stay buried, no matter how hard you try to outrun it. I grew up in a small town called Coldwater, Ohio, population 1,200, the kind of place where everyone knows your business, and the nearest Walmart is a 40-minute drive. My family lived in a creaky 2-story house on the edge of town, backed by a thin strip of woods and a sluggish creek that smelled like mud and iron. It wasn't a bad house, red brick, white shutters, a porch swing that squeaked when the wind blew, but it always felt heavy, like the air was thicker inside, like the walls were holding their breath. My parents were good people but tired. Dad worked at a factory that made car parts. Mum was a part-time librarian. They loved us, but they were stretched thin, always distracted. It was me, Lucas, that's me, hi, and my older sister, Ellie. She was 3 years older, my best friend, and the kind of person who could make you feel like the center of the universe. Ellie had this laugh, sharp and bright, like glass breaking in a good way. She'd draw comics in her notebooks, weird little stories about monsters and knights, and she'd read them to me at night when I couldn't sleep. She was my anchor. But Ellie changed when she hit high school. She got quiet, secretive, stopped showing me her comics, started locking her bedroom door. I'd hear her talking to herself at night, low murmurs through the wall, but when I asked, she'd brush it off. Just practicing lines for drama club, she'd say, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. By the time she was 17, she was sneaking out at night, coming back smelling like cigarette smoke and something sour like damp earth. Mum and Dad thought it was typical teenage rebellion. I was 14 and I just missed her. Then, 10 years ago, Ellie disappeared. It was the summer before her senior year. I was at a sleepover across town when Mum called, hysterical, saying Ellie hadn't come home. The police searched the woods, the creek, the whole damn county. They found her backpack by the creek bed, one strap torn but nothing else. No note, no body, no witnesses. The town whispered about runaways, drugs, even foul play, but the case went cold. My parents never recovered. Dad started drinking, Mum stopped talking. I left for college at 18 and never looked back. The house was too quiet without Ellie's laugh. Last month, Mum passed away. Cancer, fast and merciless. Dad had been gone 3 years already. Heart attack. I'm 24 now, living in Columbus, working a dead-end IT job, trying to keep my head above water. I hadn't been back to Coldwater in years, but Mum's will left me the house. I didn't want it. I wanted to sell it, burn it, anything to cut ties. But I had to go back to clean it out, sign papers, and deal with the realtor. I figured I'd be in and out in a weekend. I was wrong. I drove up on a Friday, late October, the sky bruised purple and the air sharp with frost. The house looked smaller than I remembered, like it had shrunk into itself. The shutters were peeling, the porch swing half collapsed. The for sale sign out front was already leaning, like it didn't want to be there either. I unlocked the door, and the smell hit me. Musty, like old books and damp wood, with a faint metallic tang I couldn't place. Inside, it was a time capsule. Mum hadn't changed a thing. The same faded floral couch, the same chipped coffee table. Ellie's senior portrait still hung above the fireplace, her smile frozen, her eyes too bright. I avoided looking at it. I set my duffel bag in the living room and started sorting through Mom's things. Bills, photo albums, expired coupons. It was depressing work, and by midnight, I was exhausted. I didn't want to sleep in my old room. It felt too small, too close to the past. So I took the guest room downstairs. That's when I heard it. A creak. Not the normal settling of an old house, but a deliberate, heavy step. Upstairs, right above me. My heart lurched. I sat up, straining to listen. Another creak, then a soft thump like something being set down. The house was supposed to be empty. I grabbed my phone, my fingers clumsy, and turned on the flashlight. "Hello?" I called, my voice thin. No answer, just silence so thick it pressed against my ears. I crept upstairs, the steps groaning under my weight. The hallway was dark, the air colder than it should have been. Ellie's room was at the end, door closed, just like always. I don't know why I went there first, instinct maybe. I turned the knob, half expecting it to be locked, but it swung open. The room was exactly as she'd left it. Posters of The Cure and Nirvana on the walls, a lava lamp on the dresser, frozen mid-bubble. Her bed was unmade, sheets tangled like she'd just gotten up. But the air felt wrong, heavy, like I was breathing through a wet cloth. And there, on her desk, was something I hadn't seen in years, her diary. It was a black leather notebook, edges worn, with a little brass clasp she'd broken years ago. I'd seen her scribbling in it obsessively that last summer, but she'd never let me read it. I picked it up, my hands shaking. The pages smelled like mildew, and the ink was smudged in places, but her handwriting was unmistakable. Loopy, rushed, like she couldn't get the words out fast enough. I shouldn't have read it. I know that now, but I did. August 12th, 2014. Something's in the house. I heard it last night, in the walls, like scratching, but too rhythmic to be mice. I told Mum, but she said it's just the pipes. Lucas keeps asking why I'm so quiet lately. I can't tell him. He'd think I'm crazy. August 15th, 2014. It's not just scratching now, it's voices, not words, not exactly, but sounds. Like someone whispering my name, but it's coming from inside my head. It's louder at night, when I'm alone in my room. I tried sleeping downstairs, but it followed me. I don't know what it wants. August 20th, 2014. I saw it, in the mirror. I was brushing my teeth, and for a second, my reflection wasn't mine. It was me, but wrong. My eyes were too big, my mouth too wide. It smiled at me, and I swear I heard it say, "Stay." I ran to Mum and Dad's room, but by the time I dragged them back, it was just me in the mirror again. They think I'm on drugs. I stopped reading, my stomach churning. This wasn't the Ellie I knew. She'd never been superstitious, never believed in ghosts or monsters, but the entries got worse. August 25th, 2014. It's not just in the house, it's in the woods too. I went to the creek last night just to get out to clear my head. But it was there, waiting, a shape in the trees, tall and thin, like a person but not. It didn't have a face, just darkness. It reached for me and I ran. I think it's been watching me for years. I think it's why I can't sleep. August 28th, 2014. I know what it wants now. It told me. It wants me to stay, forever. I tried to tell Lucas, but he's too young. He'd never believe me. I'm going to the creek tonight. I'm going to make it leave. I have to protect him. That was the last entry. The date was the day she'd disappeared. I sat on her bed, the diary open in my lap, my hands numb. The room felt smaller, the walls closer. The air was so cold my breath fogged. I wanted to run, to get in my car and drive back to Columbus, but I couldn't move. Something was watching me. I felt it, like a weight on my chest, like eyes boring into the back of my skull. Then I heard her voice. "Lucas!" It was faint, barely a whisper coming from the closet. My heart stopped. I wanted to believe it was my imagination, but it was her. Ellie's voice, sharp and bright, like glass breaking. I stumbled to the closet, yanked the door open. Empty. Just old clothes, a shoebox, a broken skateboard. But the air inside was freezing, and the smell of damp earth was overwhelming. I don't know why I did it, but I started pulling things out, tossing shoes and jackets onto the floor. At the back, under a pile of sweaters, I found a loose floorboard. It wiggled when I stepped. On it, I pried it up with my pocket knife, and there, in a hollow space, was a small metal box, rusted and dented. Inside was a Polaroid photo and a folded piece of paper. The photo was of Ellie and me, taken the summer before she disappeared. We were at the creek, grinning, our feet in the water, but something was wrong with the picture. In the background, where the trees should have been, there was a shape, tall, thin, faceless, just like she'd described. I dropped the photo, my hands shaking. The paper was a note in Ellie's handwriting. "Lucas, if you find this, I'm sorry." I tried to stop it. It's not a ghost. It's not a monster. It's the house. It's alive and it's hungry. It takes one of us every 10 years. I thought I could trick it, make it take me instead of you. I went to the creek to draw it away. If you're reading this, it didn't work. Don't stay in the house. Don't let it know you're here. Burn this note. Burn the house. Run. I dropped the note, my vision blurring. The room spun. The house was alive? That was insane. But the creaks, the whispers, the cold, they weren't random. I grabbed the diary, the photo, the note, and stuffed them into my backpack. I was done. I was leaving. But as I turned to go, the door slammed shut. I yanked at the handle, but it wouldn't budge. The air grew heavier, the cold biting into my skin. The whispering started again. Not just Ellie's voice now, but others, overlapping, unintelligible, like a crowd murmuring just out of earshot. I pounded on the door, shouting, but the sound was swallowed, like the house was eating it. The lights flickered, then went out. My phone's flashlight cast jagged shadows on the walls, and for a moment I thought I saw her, Ellie, standing in the corner, her face pale, her eyes too big. "Lucas," she whispered, but her mouth didn't move. "Stay," I screamed, backing against the wall. The shadows moved, not like shadows should, but like they were alive, reaching for me. I don't know how long I stood there, frozen, the whispers growing louder, the air so cold it burned. Then, as suddenly as it started, it stopped. The door clicked open, the lights flickered back on. The room was empty. I ran. Down the stairs, out the front door, into my car. I didn't stop until I was halfway to Columbus, my hands shaking on the wheel. I checked into a motel, locked the door and sat on the bed, staring at the diary. I read it again, every page. The later entries were frantic, scrawled, some in red ink that looked too much like blood. August 27th, 2014. I found the pattern. Every 10 years, someone vanishes. 1994, a girl named Sarah Miller. 1984, a boy, Tommy Reed. 1974, a woman, Clara Hayes. Always someone young, always from this side of town, always near the creek. The house takes them. It's been here longer than the town, longer than the records. I think it's why the creek smells like iron. It's not rust, it's blood. I googled the names. They were real. Sarah Miller, 17, missing in 1994. Tommy Reed, 15, missing in 1984. Clara Hayes, 19, missing in 1984, 1974. All unsolved, all linked to the creek. I felt sick. Ellie hadn't been crazy. She'd been right. But the twist, the thing that broke me, came when I looked at the Polaroid again. In the motel's dim light, I saw something I'd missed. The shape in the background wasn't just a shape. It had a face. Not a real face, but a suggestion of one, like a smudge of ash and bone. And it wasn't standing in the trees. It was standing behind me, its hands on my shoulders. I don't remember taking that photo. I don't remember anyone else being there. I went back to the house the next day. I don't know why. Maybe I needed proof. Maybe I owed it to Ellie. I brought gasoline, matches, everything I needed to burn it down. But when I got there, the house looked different. The shutters were straighter, the paint less faded. It looked alive, like it was waiting for me. I didn't go inside. I couldn't. I poured the gasoline around the foundation, lit a match, and watched the flames catch. The fire roared, unnatural, blue at the edges, and I swear I heard it scream. Not a human scream, but something deep, guttural, like the earth itself was in pain. I ran, didn't look back, didn't stop until I was back in Columbus. The fire made the local news. Historic home destroyed in arson. No mention of screams, no mention of anything weird. But I know what I heard. I know what I saw. I'm writing this because I don't know what to do. The diary, the photo, the note, they're all I have left of Ellie, but they're also proof of something I can't explain. I keep hearing her voice at night, in my apartment, saying my name. I keep seeing that shape in the corner of my eye, tall and thin, faceless. I burned the house, but I don't think I killed it. I think it's still here, with me. Has anyone else experienced this? A house that's alive, that takes people? I found a post on X from someone in Coldwater saying they saw a figure by the creek last week, but the account's gone now. I'm scared I didn't stop it, that it's still hungry. I'm scared it wants me next. Please, if you know anything, tell me. I don't want to disappear like Ellie did. Update, 24 hours later. I wasn't going to update, but something happened last night. I woke up at 3 a.m., my apartment freezing, the smell of damp earth everywhere. My phone was open to the camera, like I'd taken a picture in my sleep. It was me, standing in my kitchen, but I wasn't alone. The shape was there behind me, its hands on my shoulders, and this time it had Ellie's face. I'm leaving Columbus. I don't know where I'm going, but I can't stay here. If I don't post again, you'll know why.